принципе, можно начинать.
Stephen King once wrote that nightmares exist outside of logic, and there's little fun to be had in explanations. They're antithetical to the poetry of fear. In a horror story, the victim keeps asking why, but there can be no explanation, and there shouldn't be one. The unanswered mystery is what stays with us the longest, and it's what we'll remember in the end. My name is Alan Wake. I'm a writer. I've always had a vivid imagination, but this dream unsettled me. It was wild and dark and weird, even by my standards. So yes, it began with a dream. Following a typical nightmare pattern, I was late, desperately trying to reach my destination, a lighthouse. For some urgent reason, I couldn't remember. I'd been driving too fast down a coastal road to get there. I'd seen the hitchhiker too late. He was dead. I was convinced they'd put me in jail and I would never see Alice again. Suddenly, his body was gone.
Result one nightmare.
I was in shock from the crash. I could hardly stay on my feet.
Извините, я звук потише сделал, слишком громко. Я думаю, так нормально будет. Не надо мне ничего реверсировать.
I had to go to the lighthouse. I knew there was something important waiting for me there.
You don't even recognize me, do you, Ryder? You think you're God? You think you can just make up stuff?
Мне типа от него убегать надо.
You missed your deadline! Damn. You can't stop me!
I realized that the hitchhiker was a character from the story I
типа такое обучение.
How does it feel to die by the hands of your own creation?
trapped. There was no way out.
Damn!
The cabin was a death trap. I had to get out.
Что мне надо делать?
Follow the light.
You are hurt. You should go into the light. You are only safe there. Well done. I have something important to tell you. It goes like this. For he did not know that beyond the lake he called home lies a deeper, darker ocean green, where waves are both wilder and more serene. To its ports I've been. To its ports I've been. Do you understand?
No.
Follow my light.
То есть он сейчас из этих обломков сейчас не сделал лестницу. Довольно неплохо.
I entered your dream to teach you. The darkness is dangerous. It's sleeping now. When it feels you coming, it will wake up. There's no time. I can only show you the most important thing.
Ой, я
The
что-то не
hitchhiker
заметил.
has been taken over by the dark presence. You can't hurt him now. The darkness protects him from all harm. Only light can drive the darkness away and make him vulnerable again. Here, take the light. Turn your flashlight toward him and burn the darkness away. You did it. Now the darkness no longer protects him, but it's still inside, controlling him. He can't be saved. He's still a threat. He is still your enemy. Here, take the gun.
Now you'll die.
Good. You've done well. Remember what I've taught you. That is all. I will give you back your dream now.
In the
Это немножко странно, потому что мне какой-то свет дает пистолет и фонарь.
The lighthouse was the last safe place on Earth.
You made me this way, and now I'm gonna kill you. This isn't work.
Понял. А я не могу просто типа от него. Ничего себе.
Just like
Ой, по мне вмазали, конечно. Окей, с них типа ничего не дропается.
I can keep this up forever!
Собрать все.
He's here. Alan, wake up. Shh, baby. Just another nightmare. Everything's fine. You dozed off.
Right. Anything more than dozed off would be news for everyone.
Cheer up, handsome. We're here.
Ну, то есть это все сон, что ли, был?
Let's act like we're on vacation. Go stand next to that old gentleman there. I want a shot of you with the town in the background.
Sure. I'll even give you a title for the shot. A city boy, moments before he got eaten by a bear.
Alan, before I miss the shot.
Damn yuppies. Hi.
Hello there. You picked a good time to visit our town. Deerfest is just 2 weeks away.
Deerfest, huh? Did you hear that, honey?
You have a lovely wife. If you don't mind me saying. I'm Pat Maine, by the way. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, I'm Alan Wake.
I won't pretend I don't recognize a famous writer such as yourself, Mr. Wake. A pleasure. I'm an avid reader myself. I hope this isn't too presumptuous of me, but I'm the night host at the local radio station. Any chance I could get an interview?
Look, Mr. Maine, I'm on vacation. In fact, I'd appreciate it if we could keep my being here just between the two of us. I'm sure you understand.
Fair enough. You can trust me to be discreet. Not a hard man to track down if you change your mind, though. I hope you two have a lovely holiday.
Very nice. I got a couple of really good ones. And I see you made a friend. That's cute.
Right. Yeah?
Hey, bestseller. How's my favorite writer? Are you there yet?
Barry. Yeah, we just got here.
Are the locals giving you trouble? Just say the word, and I'll hop on a plane and come make sure that you're left alone, Al.
No, Barry, we're fine.
Great, great. As make sure you can relax and recharge. So, how is the place? Has it gotten your creative juices flowing?
Barry, we're just settling in.
Okay, Al. I'll call back later to make sure you're doing okay. And you call me if there's a problem, okay? Okay. I'm just looking out for you, buddy. Talk to you later.
I love you too, Barry.
You know he's going to be calling you every 5 minutes.
Barry is Barry. I can always turn off the phone.
What did I tell you?
Text message from Barry. He says hi to you too.
Alan, we're here. Come on, let's get back to the car.
We need to stop at the local diner to get the cabin key from the landlord, a Mr. Carl Stuckey. He's waiting for us. I'll go fill her up while you get the key. I'll pick you up here in, say, 15 minutes.
Sure.
Alan, thank you for coming here with me.
I love you too. Go on. I'll promise to behave. I'd forgotten there were still places like this. Towns where everybody knew everybody.
Welcome to the Oh Dear Diner.
Hi, I was wondering if you could help me. I'm looking for...
Mr. Wake. Alan Wake. Oh, God! I am your biggest fan. I know people say that all the time, but I really am.
I'm glad to hear that.
Rose.
Rose, I'm looking for Mr. Stuckey. Carl Stuckey?
Carl? Oh, of course, Mr. Wake. He must have gone to visit the restroom. He'll be back in a moment. I can't believe it. I've got all your books. I got the cutout from the bookstore when they took it out of the window.
And you keep it here. Well, okay. Good for you.
Try the coffee. Just don't blame me when you...
Do me a favor, Sonny. I could really use a tune right now. Coconut, number 6 in the jukebox.
Чё, кофе с термосом?
Don't go in there, young man. You can hurt yourself in the dark.
I didn't want to wait. I wanted to find Stuckey, to get the key and get out as soon as possible. The waitress was giving me a headache. Overeager fans always did. Hello?
Естественно, здесь погас свет, и сейчас какая-нибудь фигня произойдет. Это же хоррор-игра. Что я и сказал.
Unfortunately, he was taken ill. But I have the key for you and instructions on how to get to the lake.
Okay.
I wish you a good stay in my cabin. I'll come by later to check how you've settled in. And to meet your wife. I insist.
Thanks.
Ну чё, она так подошла ко мне странно, она меня съест?
Cauldron Lake is a special place. Very inspiring.
Как она вообще там оказалась?
You got lucky this time, young man. You can hurt yourself in the dark. This really ought to be fixed. And then I must remind Sarah to change the lights at the station. It's been too long already.
Even that sounds better than your singing.
Ну, то есть... Я отошел на 5 минут, он уже успел здесь нахлюпаться.
They're local musicians. We're waiting for Dr. Hartman to come pick them up. They wandered off from his clinic at the Cauldron Lake Lodge.
Bye, Mr. Wake.
Mission accomplished. The key and the directions.
My hero. I got some flashlights, just in case.
Hey, wait! Mrs. Wake! Your keys!
That diner was a real nut house.
Can you believe this
Прокекали
place?
какие-то ключи.
This would make a wonderful setting for a book.
We're supposed to be on vacation, Alice. I'll figure it out when we get back home. Okay?
Okay. We can talk about this later.
Batman here on KBFF.
I didn't want to talk about it. I wanted to bury my head in sand.
Here's another one of my favorites to go with it.
Once upon a time, I was a successful writer, but that was a long time ago. I hadn't been able to write a word in 2 years, not since my last book.
And now the weather. It's gonna be a clear night, so you folks in the big city might want to look up every once in a while, see those stars winking down at you. It gets pretty dark out here, but they'll light your way.
Читаю, конечно, я не хочу Fortnite.
Wow. It's gorgeous, Alan.
It's something, all right. Don't worry, honey. I'll get you inside safe and sound before it gets dark. And I've got the flashlight.
I know. I'm okay.
Alice had a phobia, the fear of darkness. I wanted to make sure we were inside with the lights on before sunset.
Да, конечно, я вообще тебе ответил, Дарк.
Are you sure you read the directions right? It's nothing like in the brochure. It said near the lake, not on it.
Here we go. Let's take a look inside. Come on.
Да, отвлекся немножко.
It's dark in there. We need lights. Can you figure out how to get the power on, honey?
Hello? Anyone here?
У меня типа сейчас нет пистолета. Ну ладно. Просто как бы здесь кто-то ходил, а мне страшно. Это было слишком громко. Можно еще чуть потише сделать. В чем прикол? Зачем я вообще приехал в эту хату какую-то? Ну так, немного понимаю.
Cable goes to that shed over there.
Я знаю, что надо включить питание, поэтому я иду туда. Я просто хату осматривал.
An old generator had been connected to the power cable.
Да. Конечно, задержка, я самую большую поставил.
Okay, I'll look around a bit.
Sure thing. Have fun.
It was a beautiful place. I told myself I could rest here, sleep here, and forget about my work. I thought we could be happy here.
Нет, конечно, тогда будет слишком много ресурсов жрать у компьютера. Не, конечно, в Alan Wake-то я, естественно, смогу поиграть, но остальные игры, они у меня будут лагать.
I'm not the surprise. It's in the study. Go take a look.
Okay.
Surprise!
Alice?
Неплохо, печатная машинка.
I guess I have a small confession to make. I thought maybe you could write here that a change of scenery would get you past...
Damn, Alice, everyone
Hey, just hear me out. There's a local doctor, Dr. Hartman. I read a book of his. He has a private clinic here. He specializes in helping artists. Maybe...
So now you want to get me committed?
No, it's not like that. That's not... Alan?
Ну, все понятно, короче, опять эта бабка появилась. Им капец.
I knew she wouldn't follow me in the dark. I needed some time alone to think things through.
Нет, конечно, не поставлю.
Alice?
Все, капец, мужик мобу просрал. Мне, естественно, искать надо. А что же мне еще делать? Что этим воронам от меня надо? Ай, больно. Что с ней случилось? Ее что-то бабка убила? Сейчас она его еще скинет. Ну, потом поставлю, но не сейчас. Разве чем-то такая задержка плоха?
Waking up in the crashed car felt like I had woken from one nightmare and entered another. I couldn't remember how I got there. All I knew was that something terrible had happened to Alice. The phone was dead. I'd have to find help on foot.
Какая-то книжечка. Возьмем ее, если это можно, конечно, сделать.
By a Dr. Emil Hartman. Seeing the book brought back my fight with Alice. I didn't like it, and I didn't like the guy's smug face on the cover either.
Здесь нет тоже никаких плюшечек. Ну ладно. Сейчас
The
дальше
gas
будем
station
идти.
was my best bet. They'd have a phone I could use. It looked like a long hike through the forest to get there.
Нормально. Ой, это опять тот свет.
Hello? Someone there? The loose sheets of paper were pages from a manuscript entitled Departure. That was the name I planned to use for the next novel I had never gotten started. I was named the author. I hadn't written it. I couldn't remember writing it. In the scene on the page, the hero was attacked by an axe murderer in the woods at night.
То есть не отображается. Так быть, когда ты написал, оно появилось, оно сразу же исчезло. Нет, я типа сделал так, чтобы потом сообщение само пропадало. Можешь сейчас сам смотреть, оно там появилось.
in an accident.
The lights up ahead were a good sign. Maybe I wouldn't have to hike all the way down to the gas station to find a phone.
То есть плохо, типа маленький текст или чё? Ну, поспать. Здесь нет этих кофе.
Anybody there? Please, I've been in an accident.
Как так-то не получилось?
Hey! Hey, you! Phil! There's been an accident. I need help.
Listen,
То есть плохо, типа качество плохое, чат от ноутбуков. Если да, ну, я исправлю это.
Ducky, pleased to meet you. Non-refundable reservation deposit required. Fair and square.
Ну ладно, значит не здесь. О, вот как раз таки трофейчик. Сейчас заберем. Еще что-то. Опять.
the Taken stood before me. It was impossible to focus on it, as if it stood in a blind spot caused by a brain tumor and eye disease.
Я все равно половины не пойму, ну ладно. Думаешь, ну... Мне кажется, вроде нормально смотрится. Думаешь, лучше без рамки будет? Ну, просто как бы рамка добавлять некого стиля канала. Ну, раз уж она плохая, то я думаю, я уберу ее.
I had to figure a way out of this. Any second now, and Stucky would be knocking on the door with his axe like Nicholson in The Shining.
Сейчас я могу, в принципе, даже... Сейчас я ее уберу. Эту рамку, я думаю, на... Так, где вот редактор? Чат. Ой, не то ударил, извините. Окей, случайно. Прикольно, я чат убрал. Понял. Рамку позже беру, сейчас придется заново чат, блин, делать этот. Из-за тебя, Гриш. Че я не то сделал? Ну все, вроде настроил. А, вот у меня есть пистолет.
Yes.
Great Falls Sheriff Station.
Hello?
Пробуй теперь что-нибудь написать. Ё-моё. Дверь, естественно, не открывается. А вот открывается. Неплохо. Тихо. Перезаряжайся. Изучай не стримлю, потому что не слишком лень настраивает Twitch. У меня YouTube уже настроен.
The dark forest was the last place I wanted to go, but I had no choice. I had to get to the gas station.
Я могу, интересно, просто, допустим, сбежать от него. Было бы логично, чтобы патроны не тратить. Красава.
What the hell was that? When I saw the river below, something uncoiled itself inside my head. I realized that I'd have
Прикольно
to find a way
показывает.
across.
Сейчас будем дальше настраивать. А почему мне интересно? Как это у меня так 3 чата, блин? А, реально. Ни хрена себе. А так? Так должно быть нормально. Да ты чё, пройти не можешь?
Stucky was still out there, in the dark, stalking me.
Сбежать некуда. Я же увернулся от его атаки. Ну, хоть бессмысленно от них бежать, надо именно стрелять. Окей. Еще от следующих я буду бежать, потому что у меня закончились патроны. Ну блин, я думал, туда пройти можно. Я здесь сохранил. Ай, больно. Че, забраться не можешь? Или можешь? Можешь. А, так они ж кидаться умеют, а я и забыл.
The staircase was broken. I had to make my way up some other way.
Сейчас чат очень маленький, окей, сейчас еще больше сделаем. В Ведьмака. Да смысл? Ведьмака я же уже проходил. Ну, не с самого начала буду проходить. Это немножко неинтересно, наверное. После Alan Wake, может быть, я и буду Ведьмака играть.
There was no power. There was bound to be a generator somewhere at the logging site.
Идти генератор. Тихо ты. Ай, больно. Тихо, я сказал. Это все, я надеюсь. Найс, теперь я там захилиться могу.
I heard them before I saw them, swooping down from the sky and screeching as they came. I spun around just as the cloud was upon me. For an instant, I stared into 100 dead eyes.
О, термос. Уже 3 нашел. Так, все, нормально. Я иначе не до конца сделал. Естественно, я ж прыгнул, он не прыгнул. Неплохо я прыгнул. Да, сейчас будем париться просто. Зачем ставить пробел после запятой точки? Типа по правилам, ну ладно. Я знаю, но зачем? Так меньше места занимает. Так вижу, чат все равно маленький. У нас по-уродски выглядит, значит, буду нормально писать.
Well, I was just outside for a breath of fresh air, and what a night. I know most of you are probably in your beds by now, but if you're still up and around, take a moment. Step outside for a spell and breathe in deep. The weather's absolutely still. The sky is crystal clear. It's like the forest is quietly breathing along with you. To you listeners know, I'm a night owl, and it's on nights like this I wish I wasn't cooped up in the studio. Makes an old man like me wish I could just roam wild. But here I am, and who'd keep you company all night long if I weren't? It looks like I'm not the only one staying up late. Caller, you're on here.
The gas station was closer now, its light welcoming in the darkness.
Paul makes the best rolls in the state. Barry Forster is the best with no curves. Monster Dog is second best. The famous dog is...
Сейчас что-то будет. Стойте. Плохо я успел. У меня патрон не так много и не хочу его убивать. Лучше побегу просто дальше. Неплохо. Ты там что, блин, с собой? Склад инструментов таскаешь, чтобы в меня кидать? Успокоился. Из батареечки. Типа меня хотели так напугать камнями. Смысл здесь этот фонарик, если мне и так хорошо, если я и так хорошо все вижу. Но на самом деле есть, потому что этот фонарик, ну, свет от этого фонарика стопит этих дебилов. Сейчас я смогу от них просто бежать. Встаньте. Так, надо уворачиваться.
Science. It bestows immortality on those who advance it to elevate all of mankind. Newton, Einstein, Sagan, princes among men. But the price for such a legacy is steep indeed. In Night Springs.
Ух ты. Ничего себе. Все, типа, я на максимум патронов, только 42 могу таскать. Я думал, типа, бочка взрывается, ну ладно. Он достал меня бегать. Его вообще можно убить? Видимо, можно.
Stucky's body vanished, leaving behind only a lifetime of nightmares to come. Assuming I'd reached the lights of the gas station alive.
Еще кофе. Чек.
I recognized the parade float I had seen in Bright Falls when I first arrived
Нормальный
with
такой
Alice.
олень. Газолин. Сейчас
After the
здесь что-то
insanity
будет,
I
я
just
отвечаю.
experienced in the darkness, the lights of the gas station felt comforting, at least for a moment.
Ой, еще
The
письмецо.
same world reasserted it.
Ну, блин, что-то, по-моему, я пропустил много на этом эпизоде. Ладно, пофигу. Не сильно важно.
The Deer Fest had been 2 weeks away when we arrived. If the day count on the
О,
banner was
еще
right,
кофеек.
I was missing a whole week between the night we got here and now. I had to get inside the gas station to find a phone to call for help.
Раз в этот дом нельзя зайти. А нет, можно.
The garage was a mess. It looked like someone had trashed the place, or that there'd been some kind of fight.
All right. I'll keep writing. Outside, there's only darkness. Outside the cabin, outside the story, there's only darkness. I can feel her presence in the dark. Just now, I can smell her perfume in the room. I'll reach her, fix her. I'll bring her back.
Rainfall Sheriff Station.
Oh, thank God, Sheriff.
Sheriff Sarah Breaker, you are...
I'm Alan Wake, but listen, I was in a car crash. My wife, Alice, she's missing.
Calm down, Mr. Wake.
We were staying in a cabin on the island, on Cauldron Lake.
There's no island on Cauldron Lake, not since the big eruption in the 70s.
Please, I can take you there, okay?
You look like you've taken a pretty bad knock to the head. Are you okay?
Listen.
We'll figure this out. Please get in the car. We'll swing by the lake and then we'll go to the station, okay? Mr. Wake, have you seen Stucky, the guy who owns this place?
I realized I couldn't tell her what had happened in the forest. She wouldn't have believed me, and then she wouldn't have helped me with Alice.
Неплохо. Мост обрушился.
A candy-colored clown they call the Sandman tiptoes to my room.
Видимо, первый эпизод пройден.
Just a sprinkle of stardust and a whisper. Go to sleep.
Previously on Alan Wake, I came to
Ранее
Bright Falls with my wife Alice.
сказать, The Walking Dead. Переиграл немножко в Alan Wake.
I don't want to hear it. God damn it, Alice.
Now, she's missing.
Alice? Alice?
I woke up behind the wheel of a crashed car. I'm missing a week. I was attacked by shadowy men straight from a nightmare. The sheriff took me to the lake Alice and I had stayed at, but the cabin had disappeared.
Honey, I'm home.
Back here, sweetie. How was it?
Worst weather I've ever seen.
You should put some coffee on. It'll warm you up. Hey, handsome.
Так, стоп, а
This is
что это
gonna be
было?
a
Ее же
long
вроде
night, but these shots are turning out great.
I guess you're gonna need
убили,
that
не?
coffee then. I'll go put it on.
Или мне кажется.
blazing rain and heavy snowfall have necessitated a winter storm warning in the entire tri-state area. People are advised to stay indoors, as many roadways are already closed, and city officials are not expecting snow crews to cover the weather. We're now on the third day of the winter.
Coffee's on.
Great, thanks. I'll need it if I'm gonna finish this by tomorrow. Oh, hey, I just finished those cover mock-ups. They're on
Или
your
это
desk.
типа...
Tell me what you think.
No kidding. I didn't think you'd get them done this quickly.
On
Или это
occasion, I
типа
can
пересказ его
perform all
книги,
sorts
что
of
ли, или как?
miracles, my dear.
Oh, really? These look really good.
Oh, sure, until Barry gets his hands on them. Which, by the way, will happen over my dead body. The last time was the last time. Oh, and speaking of Barry, he called. Alan? Alan, please check the fuse box.
I'm right here. I'm on it, honey.
Please hurry.
Естественно, я должен что-то проверить.
Honey, it's a power outage. I've got the flashlight.
Okay, hi.
You okay?
I'm sorry. It just really
Так она
spooked me.
страшно выглядит.
Don't worry. We'll just break out the candles.
I know it's stupid, but it's just... Especially when I'm not prepared for it, you know? It gets to me.
I love you.
Tell me a story, writer.
Okay. I used to have these nightmares when I was a kid. The dark really spooked me, too. When it got really bad, my mom gave me this old light switch. She called it the clicker.
The clicker, huh?
Yeah. If I ever got scared of the dark, I could just flip the switch and a magic light would scare the monsters away.
Oh, sure.
Here it is.
Alan.
Maybe it'll help you, too.
Yeah, nice story, writer boy. You made that up right now, didn't you?
No. Seriously.
I love you, even if you are a liar. Thanks for this.
How do you feel, Mr. Wake? Any nausea, disorientation, anything like that? Mr. Wake, how are you feeling?
I'm okay. My head's fine. I had to lie about my headache and memory loss. He'd send me to a hospital for tests. I couldn't leave without Alice.
Very well. I don't think you have a concussion, but you've obviously been through quite a shock. You should take it easy for a couple of days.
Thanks.
Well then, Mr. Wake, we're done here. If the pain gets any worse or you experience any other symptoms, you should come see me. I'll let you get on with it then. Sarah, Sheriff Breaker,
Где
is
типа
waiting
леска?
for you. She's very
Или он
good at her
тыкнул эту
job.
рыбу и поймал?
Sure, she can locate your wife in no time.
Здесь вроде нет ничего интересного.
Thank you for testing the lights, Miss Weaver. Everything seems to be fine.
Come in, Mr. Wake. Your phone's on the desk. The battery was dead. It's charged now.
Have you started looking for my wife yet?
My men are already on it. Now, can you tell me what happened?
I'm not sure. I can't remember. We were arguing. I walked out of the cabin.
The cabin on Cauldron Lake? How did you end up at Stucky's gas station?
I wanted to tell her what had happened last night, but I couldn't. She'd lock me up. Excuse me. I need to take this. Hello?
Alan, please help me.
Alice?
Stop talking to the law. You'll do exactly what I say if you ever want to see your wife again.
Who is this?
Go to the back lot. There's a hole in the fence on the left. Look inside the junker. I left a little something there to convince you we're all on the same page here. After you ditch the cops, you're gonna meet me in Elderwood National Park. There's a spot called Lover's Peak. Midnight. Don't do nothing stupid, pal.
Mr. Wake, can I help you with anything?
I need to get some air. The sheriff said I could go out back.
Of course, Mr. Wake. You can get there through the cell corridor.
Hey, mister! Hey, can you turn the lights on?
The early morning light hurt my eyes and made my head ache. The
Кстати,
man on the
там не
phone
все
said, "Go
исследовал.
through the fence on the left."
Вот только что, вот. Видите, я упустил.
Alice looked through the viewfinder.
Yeah, it's Mulligan here. Hey, you! Can you help me? Can you
The caller had told me to find a hole in the fence behind the police station.
У него
There
типа
was
голова...
something
А нет,
for me
я
in
думал, у
an
него голова
abandoned car.
застряла.
Well, folks, it's been another long night, and it's about time we get sign off.
Нормально, я такой удар.
Alice's driver's license had been placed on the front seat. The caller meant business.
Barry?
Ow! Ow! Thank God! Where the hell have you been? I've been trying to reach you for a week, you and Alice. I've been worried sick. I flew out yesterday. I'm here in Bright Falls.
Barry, listen to me. I'm at the sheriff's station. Come and get me. I can't talk now.
Al, what the hell is going on?
I had to get the sheriff to let me go. I needed to get to Elderwood National Park to meet Alice's kidnappers.
Так, а что с ним стало?
A writer is a light that reveals the world of
Не
his
понял.
story from darkness.
Marvelous, sir. I just wanted to settle all the damage the Anderson brothers might have inadvertently caused on their recent and regrettable.
Are you feeling any better, Mr. Wake?
I'd like to leave. Am I free to go?
Well, we still need to talk about...
Am I under arrest?
No, of course not. But I need to know where you'll be staying so I can get in touch with you.
I'd avoid the motel. The Majestic is known for its roaches. The cabins at Elderwood are pretty nice, though.
That sounds perfect.
I'm Dr. Emil Hartman. I'd like to invite you to stay at Cauldron Lake Lodge.
Did you talk to my wife?
I had the pleasure of discussing your situation with her on several occasions.
Did you set something up with her?
I invited her here. My clinic is a place where...
Oh, hey! Oh, my! Take it easy.
Hey, nobody move! Get your hands off of my client!
Who are you?
I'm Barry Wheeler, his agent. If you have business with Mr. Wake, you talk to me. You yokels won't know what hit you once I sick my lawyers on your asses.
No harm done, Sarah. I'm all right. I don't want to press charges. Mr. Wake, my offer still stands.
Get me out of here.
What the hell was that about, Al? We don't need a replay of that thing with the paparazzi. I thought they were gonna lock you up.
I had to talk to someone. I told Barry everything. He thought I was certifiable, but when he heard about the manuscript, I had him. The fact that I'd written something, even if I couldn't remember it, was enough for him. He smelled money. And he believed that Alice had been kidnapped. Anything beyond that was another story. I had a midnight appointment with the kidnapper in a place called Lover's Peak, somewhere in Elderwood National Park. The plan was to rent a cabin.
I don't like it, Al. I don't like any of it. It's not good. In fact, it's the absolute opposite of good.
Mr. Wake! Barry, you found him!
Hi, Rose.
Oh, wow. I was just thinking about you, too.
Great.
I was just bringing Rusty some coffee. He's on the balcony, looking after Max. Poor thing. I really need to go. Great to see you again, Mr. Wake. Later!
Who's Max?
What an airhead.
Jeez, Mr. Takes a swing at everybody. This is not her fault. She's a very nice girl and, more importantly, a fan. She even has a fan site dedicated to you. And she was very helpful when I was looking for you. Seriously, Al, what you were saying in the car, just listen to yourself. What, you shot a guy and his body just disappeared? When was the last time you slept? Are you high? Have you been drinking?
No! Look, Barry, I'm missing a week, and someone's got Alice.
Do
and
you
everything's just...
understand what it sounds like when
wait
you
here.
say stuff like that?
Easy there, boy. I'm almost done.
Hey, Rusty, right? You rent cabins.
Oh, Mr. Wake. I'd shake your hand, but mine are
Видимо,
kind of full
собачка
here.
попала в капкан.
Actually, I'm sorry about this. Would you mind grabbing the registration form from the desk? It's just across from Bucktooth Charlie.
Okay, sure. What happened?
Crazy poachers. Max here got his foot caught in a trap. They're illegal to use here. Hell, you're not supposed to hunt within the park at all.
Al, you
But that
can't
doesn't
just go
stop
and
some
meet a
lowlife.
kidnapper. Those situations always end up in disaster. You gotta talk to the cops.
She's my wife, and it's my call. Can we talk about this later?
If you're trying to pull a joke on me, freak me out, it's working. Ha ha, let's have a laugh on Barry. Well, you had me going there real funny, Al.
Wait here.
You can quit it now.
I think this is the form you wanted.
And here are the keys. Okay, you're all set, Mr. Wake. Glad to have you stay.
Thanks. Can you tell me how to get to Lover's Peak?
Oh, sure. It's at the end of the nature.
Пожалуй, мы на этом
Just
закончим.
follow the path.
Спасибо, кто смотрел. Всем пока.